Welcome back to the show, everybody. On this week's episode, we'll have our Liam's Facts, our weekly recap, our top 5 90s R&B songs, kind of playing off of last week's because we had so much fun with it, our fight scene, our joke of the week, and our Ask a Sensei. So make sure you like, subscribe. Stay tuned for the show, everybody. All right, welcome back to the dojo, everybody. This is TruTalk with TruMotion, where a couple of guys talk about how to make the world a better place and hopefully make your day a little bit better in the process. My name is Mark, followed by my co-host Tony. All right, so you kind of briefly talking about your week. Well, first off, how was the volleyball tournament?
Okay. That's a def. Let me just say this.
Oh, it went that well, right?
So here's the thing. And again, I think and I believe we talked about it, about the mentality.
We said we were going to talk about it today.
Okay. I was hoping.
We briefly talked about it off
touched
air.
on it.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of the same things.
So they did well one round and got rallied the second game, huh?
Dude, it was like, yeah, it was like, and it was like the first game that they came out. This was on a on Friday. Yeah, Friday they came out and they were just like, they did extremely well. First game out there.
Yeah.
And like you can tell they were communicating. They were like going back and forth, and they were, I mean, granted, I understand these are teenage girls, and they're developing that skill set, because I honestly think it is a skill set, not only to be able to, read where the ball goes, because, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but there were times where I was sitting like right behind the team, so when the server would serve, you could see that volleyballs don't go in a straight line.
No.
Oh no. And it's like I was like looking at this, I was like, holy crap, like imagine like collegiate volleyball players. And I'm even talking men or women, because I've watched the women's volleyball team up at the U, and dude, they serve with power too, but like it kind of goes, and then like it curves. So
well, there's a way you can serve it that way.
Yeah, and like
that when I used to play, like, just for fun, like in high school and after high school, there's a way that you can cup your hand,
yes,
and knuckleball it.
Oh yeah, dude, they were doing that left, right, and sideways.
That was my favorite. Hell? That was my, because everybody always expected me to come up and just like try to rifle it in there,
right?
And I'd come in and I'd hit this kind of weak type serve, and it'd be like,
dude, yeah, no, like watching it go across, I was like, dude, okay. I was like, that's hard. I mean, that's
everybody
difficult.
would shank it.
Yeah, and that's difficult. I would say difficult for anybody to really kind of start to get. And again, it's a skill set. Like there are a whole bunch of processes that happen in the body as you're like watching that, go through. And so, but they did, the first round they did really, really well. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, okay, girls, like you can play once you get together. Once you're on, like, once you're in sync with everybody. And then everything fell apart, like the next 2 games. And I'm like, and like, it wasn't even like the other team was better. No, the first team that they played, like, came up, like, was at their level, and it was back and forth the whole entire game.
Yeah.
And dude, the next 2, like, they would have to like come back from a deficit of like 11, And yeah, dude, it was gnarly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Looking at them, it wasn't even like it was the same team. Totally different.
Yeah, that's where coaching comes into play really bad.
Yeah.
And because good coaches will ride you hard when you're doing well to keep you humble and honest, and lift you up when you're doing really bad.
It's almost like the opposite of what you think you should be doing.
So usually you praise them when they do well.
Right.
And you criticize them when they do bad.
Right.
No, you have to do the opposite. When they're doing well, you have to find something
to pick on.
Yeah. Be like, okay, you guys played well, but this happened. You guys need if you want to win, that can't happen.
Yeah.
And if they play poorly, be like, hey, we did some things that we wish we could do better, but hey, this person did this really well. Did you see the hustle that you displayed at this time?
Right.
That's when you pull out things that,
right.
they can hang their hat on, be like, okay, so I didn't completely play
crap
horrible.
Yeah.
And that was something that like Coach Scott did really well. My basketball coach, he was on the show about a year and a half ago.
Oh, no way. That's so cool.
Yeah. Man, I remember my first high school game we had with him. It was in West Desert, Utah.
Where the heck is that?
That
like out by Dugway?
Way out west.
In Tooele, Nevada?
Oh, it's 3 hours on a dirt road. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So like the whole school went and we played both men or like boys and girls teams the same day because we're not we're not commuting out there a couple of times. So we're playing, it's my first varsity game. I'm just like this lowly freshman and this and that. And we're up by like 20 at halftime. And I'm thinking, hell yeah, man. Like,
we're up by 20.
We're kicking their ass. This is great. And I'm sitting there like smiling. I had no idea what was coming next. Everybody was kind of like hanging their head. And I was like, why is everybody so down, dude? We're like killing this team.
Yeah.
And during practice, like we drilled in, like Coach Scott drilled in our head that this one player, I think it was Jay Murphy. I think that was his name. He's like, he cannot score he cannot get any layups. Yeah. Like we're taking layups away from this kid because he was fast. He was really good. And, we're up by 20. Coach Scott comes in and he just like hurls this desk across the room. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, and he just starts yelling at everybody.
Yeah.
Because Jay Murphy had 2 layups.
Oh.
And I was all like,
okay.
Yeah, he was right, but at the time I was like, "What the hell is this guy's
What's
problem?"
wrong with you? Like we're up by 20. He's like, I don't freaking care about the score. Yeah. You let Jay Murphy get 2 layups, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the second half, like we played like we were losing.
Yeah,
and that's just that comes down to coaching.
Yeah.
So, but because we don't understand it at that age,
that's true.
So you have to, well, even at the professional level. I mean, you look at Belichick.
Yeah.
I mean, he hardly gave praise to any players.
Yeah.
Or Greg Popovich, that, coach for the Spurs. He was the hardest on Tim Duncan, his superstar.
Yeah.
It's like you got to hold your stars accountable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's that weird mentality. When you play a really hard game, like it's neck and neck and you barely squeak it out, the next game is really, really difficult.
Yeah.
Why? Because you have that emotional like dump. Of
like you're like, oh my gosh, that was so hard. We did, and we worked hard.
Yeah. And then you see the other team, and if they're not better than the previous team, it's even worse.
Dude, and that was the thing, is that both teams that they played on that Friday were that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You would, if you played like you were playing the other team on this team, like you're going to destroy them. It's not even going to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, this game's going to be over in 15 minutes. But they just, it was probably one of those things that they just got off the gas and thought they could coast. And
anytime you think you can coast, it never turns out well.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the other thing that, again, so the tournaments are 2 days.
Yeah.
That they have. And I'm kind of sorry, but like people who, and again, I love you guys who are like students and everything else who listen to this, who come here. Mark is a great guy. He's a great teacher. Don't get me wrong. Y'all need to shut up about like how long tournaments are and how much they cost.
Oh yeah.
Shut up.
Oh yeah.
Martial arts is shut up. Shut up.
Our tournaments in Utah are run like a well-oiled machine. And they, like, your portion of the tournament could last maybe wait time an hour.
Yeah.
If that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's say, for example, you got
adults
teens.
That could be a little bit different.
Right.
Especially if you have a family. Like, I got a family who's got young kids and they also compete.
Oh, yeah. So
it's
kind of an all-day event.
Maybe that's 4 hours.
Yeah.
But yet you can leave, you can come back, you can wander.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I have no sympathy when people tell me that tournaments are long. Like, I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah. So, check this.
Okay.
So we went and they started playing on Friday.
Yeah.
At 3:30. 3 o'clock is when they started. They didn't get done until 9.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, granted, they had 3 games that they played, and they have to ref one. Okay.
Interesting.
So the way that they do it is that, and I think it's a manpower issue, because again, if you had to pay actual refs for everything else, I mean, the cost would be just through the roof. So they've got a center line judge for the net who's brought in. Then
they got the other line judges, right?
And then on the opposite side, it's another random team that he's also watching for net and everything else, and for all that. Then you've got the other random team. They are also on the corners watching for side out and everything else.
Yeah.
So in reality, you're only having to really pay one ref to be there. And then you've got the other girls that are there marking down, because I think they mark down what the calls were, points were, like the side outs and stuff like that. So you've got them at the head table keeping score and everything else, and then the other team. So every team has to do that. Every team has to ref and everything else. So once you get done with your games, you're still not done.
Yeah.
You've still got to be there and everything else. So that was Friday. Saturday comes around. They had to be there at the facility at 7:30 in the morning. Games started at 8:30. You know. And then we were there until 5:30.
Yeah.
And it is deafening, to say the least. There were 10. There were 10 volleyball courts in this place that we were at. Every single volleyball court had a team on it, and they were all playing all at the same time and everything else. And then you've got all the people plus the spectators and everything else, and you've got all the whistles and everybody yelling and screaming. I took my earbuds, and figured out on my phone to do the noise canceling and everything. Basically turned them into Ear Pro.
Yeah.
Almost makes me want to go out and get those the Axis in-ear, ear protection, just because it was so deafening, and I'm just I don't know how you guys leave here and actually are able to hear anything. Number one,
honestly, you don't hear it when you're playing.
No, it's not when you're playing, but just as a spectator, just to be there for all day, and you're gonna have massive tinnitus.
Spectators are way different,
but this is it was insane.
Yeah.
And so they were there for another 9 hours.
It sounds a lot like Maya's drill competitions, because they started the Friday before with solos. So if she had a solo, which she did every year, she competes Friday night. That usually starts at 5, gets done around 10. And then the team competitions are the next day.
Yeah.
And they got to be there, kind of very similar, around 7, sometimes 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And they go till 5, and you have to stay there the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And it's worse with drill comps because they only compete for maybe a grand total of 5 minutes.
Yeah. See, that's the thing that's a little bit different with
volleyball.
Drill and volleyball.
Yeah.
Because you're they were playing off and on all day.
Yeah, they could play for easily 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, yeah. Well, and they were. And then here's add everything on top of this. I started looking at I was okay, cool. So you're actually you're working on this. You're playing and everything else. You have to be in your top physical peak, right? And I'm sitting there looking at them, and I'm okay, you've got this ridiculous little concession stand that's in this building.
Oh yeah.
Where it's I've got this 7-Eleven hot dog roller thing that we're going to do hot dogs on and everything else. And then they ordered a bunch of flat boxes of Jimmy John sandwiches that they, you don't get the, even the full sandwich.
You get
it's
2-3 inches.
2-3 inches. That's now $5.
Yeah.
And it's are you joking? Even if I did a DoorDash and paid the DoorDash fee, I'd still be getting more for my money.
And
which that's it.
We would do.
Oh, I know. Right.
Yeah.
And so as I'm sitting there looking at this, and I'm okay, so you've got crap for food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. you just like played for, more or less 5 hours the night before. Okay. And then you're going to play for another 4 or 5 hours today throughout the day.
It's amazing what young bodies can go through.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, after a while, I kind of stopped the criticalness of myself, stopped being so hypercritical at the girls. Because I'm like, I'm surprised you can do anything at all. I'm surprised you guys are even like a cohesive team by noon, because you have had shit for food.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually out there playing and everything else, like, and they're really hustling. Like you said, like they're hustling, they're pushing hard,
Yeah, you move.
And I'm like, okay, so you've had crap for food. You just come back and you eat sugar all day. Like, what do you expect? Do you expect to be like competing at your top? No, because you're fueling your body with complete and utter dog water, I'm like, I looked at Cammy and I was like, I know I'm going to say this, and of course I'm going to say this and then bring it up to the team, and then because I said it, I'm going to be put in charge. So I'm only going to say it to you.
Yeah.
And she laughed. And I'm like, when Landon was a part of the mountain bike team, they had parent volunteers that prepped food and everything else for the team throughout the day.
Yeah.
Because again, like, mountain biking's freaking intense. And when you're out there riding, it's not like, oh yeah, like, oh, we rode for like, half hour, 15, 20 minutes. It's like, no, it's gnarly. But they had food and everything else that was there. And it wasn't like, just like, oh, here's like the muffins you get from Costco. Here's, no, it's like high protein, good calorie content food. And I'm like, why don't you guys do something like that? Have somebody with a trailer. You've got that stuff in there, or even like, bring a cooler full of stuff, because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, they could do stuff like, just like fruit, or like even just like a decent sandwich. But
Yeah.
It's interesting because as doing stuff like that when I was in high school, you don't think about it until after you're done competing.
Right.
And then you're just like, oh, now I need to eat. And then that's when you
it's too late.
Well, then that's when you replenish your calories and this and that. And you'd be surprised because you're kind of looking at it from an adult's perspective.
It's probably true.
Where you're like, dude, if I was doing that, I would be worthless. And You're right. We would be worthless.
Right.
But when you're a teenager, dude, you can survive on like a Coke,
piss and vinegar, basically,
and like a Twinkie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, could they optimize their performance better? In terms of fitness, absolutely they could.
Yeah.
In terms of performance, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where you want to start to educate them on, hey, if you fuel your bodies better, you'll be more apt to doing, like, you'll be able to jump higher, you'll be able to jump longer,
Right.
You'll be able to perform at a higher peak for a greater period of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're that age, you just kind of get by on your just God-given athleticism.
Well, that and the amount of like human growth hormone and stuff like that that's running through your body
Mm-hmm.
naturally when you're going through puberty.
And that's why, like, at this age, I really understand that phrase, youth is wasted on the young.
Oh, 100%.
Because they don't really understand, like, the amount of prep it would take for an older individual to do what they're doing versus them waking up being like, all right, let's go.
Oh, yeah. Like to go out and just like, are you warmed up? I think so.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go play. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
You can't do that.
And you'd even talk about like it costs every time you go in. And it's like, what was it, $25?
No, so it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
So it was like $9.
So that's drill comps. Drill comps are like $25 tickets each.
Well, and that's the so even with like Sicily's is I think $7 to $9 to get in. It's not much, and I understand that like we're holding these at the actual schools, and the schools are using that as money that they get to earn and stuff like that and keep.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it, but still at the end of the day, it's like just to sit there and watch them play, and I'm like, and that's the thing, like you said, for drill comps, even for color guard,
Oh
that
yeah,
Sicily
cheer
does.
competitions are worse.
Cheer competitions, buckle up. That one is 25 to 30 bucks a head.
Yeah.
You know, I remember back in the day, I had a student of mine, and their daughter was doing, because it was funny, because I told them about a tournament that was coming up. Like, tournament's coming up. This is how much it is. And they didn't even balk at it. They're just like, okay, cool, whatever. And they just signed up. And I was like, yeah. I said, I think we got to talking about like price of stuff and whatever. And, some people, I said, I think our prices for our tournaments are extremely reasonable. And she looked at me and she says, oh my gosh, you have no idea.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been training with me for like a few years.
I'm
like, what do you mean? She's like, so we went off to my daughter's cheer competition. And it was like, and of course, this is probably 10 plus years ago.
Yeah.
It was $25 a head.
Yeah. And that's just to get in.
Watch.
Yeah. The entry fee, I think, is maybe like
$500
a team. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're just like, okay, wait a minute. So you're paying premium dollar because she's in a cheer competition group, because you can.
Yeah.
There's it's really kind of funny how, and I always used to think about this, how within certain industries, it's mentally and culturally acceptable within the area that you're at to spend a lot of money on a certain activity. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So for girls, dance and gymnastics.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like, well, we have to go to this competition. It's like, well, where's it at? Well, it's in like Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
It's like,
they're always
okay.
always in Orlando or Disneyland.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so are you just going to take? Well, no, we're going to go as a family. Like, you do realize this is going to cost $7,000.
Yeah,
to take everybody and go, and then part of that trip and everything else that you're going to be out there for 3 days is we have to go to Disney World because it's going to be at Disney, And I'm just like, oh my gosh, but yet things like the martial arts, like, no, you're supposed to do that for free. It's like, no. Wait, hold on. You charge $100 for your tournament? Well, how much are your spectator tickets? $5.
No, they're free now.
Oh, they're free now? Oh, no way.
So we've raised the price of the tournament to include spectator tickets.
That's awesome.
So there's no waiting at the door. Anybody can come in. It's just one flat fee. And that includes all the divisions.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Just super.
Keep it simple.
Simple.
Keep it simple.
Because the door was always our biggest hang up.
Yes. Yeah.
And Shanna did a pretty good job when she was running the door.
Shanna killed it. I remember.
For a couple of tournaments. And I remember she even looked at me afterwards. Her first tournament she ever did the door. She goes, "You owe me dinner." And I was like, "I know."
Yeah.
I know. She's like, "This was absolutely madness." And I was like, "Yeah, I know."
Well, and that's one of the things that I don't think a lot of people realize, how much work has to go into putting on something like that. I mean, you and I both, we go down to California, shout out California brother, and help them out down there. And they've done 90% of the footwork already, like signing the people up, getting it, like the rings organized and everything else. And we're just like at the head table, which, I dare say if the head table runs smooth, the tournament runs smooth.
Yeah.
And so, but a lot of that has to happen with the footwork of everybody else beforehand. So you've got all those people who, again, touched every single, packet and everything else, every single entry to make sure that we're all like organized and everything else. Then that comes to the tournament day. We've got all of that. And then you're working it hard because, again, we are a well-oiled machine. 8 hours,
You talk, we could get it done in 5.
You can get it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, and here's the crazy thing. 400 plus students coming through, that you'll be able to crank out.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I mean, yeah. I had students that would go to like the invitational that was up at the U of U. They would come back, and both
there was a tournament.
Yeah. They had them like, this was years ago. They had like a martial arts tournament up there, and
I won't do open tournaments.
No. And the students came up to me. They're like, "What do you think about this?" I'm like, "You're gonna find it if you go." I would strongly suggest not going,
but
just
if you
because
go, just lower your expectations.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I said. Dad comes back. He's like, "You were not joking." I'm like, "I know. It's like I could read I could see the future."
It's terrible.
He's like, his daughters for their form division, their call time was like at noon, but they were running so far behind that they didn't go until like 2.
Yeah.
And then because they were behind on their form divisions, their sparring divisions were out. Like they didn't get done until like 6 o'clock that night.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And I'm like, when were you supposed to be done? He's like, by like 2 in the afternoon. I'm like, oh my gosh. And again, like, I don't care how, like busy you are. Like, you should know how many rings you're going to have in order to keep on that schedule, that timetable that you put in there.
I agree. Man, I've only done one like pre-split tournament in LA, and it was awful.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Like they had a green room. Yes. And that's where everybody was hanging out.
Yes.
Nobody was actually running their rings.
I remember that one because I was there with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I remember like judging a ring and then waiting for my next ring, and I was looking around and I would see instructors in street clothes.
Yep.
Not even helping. And I'm like,
what the hell are you doing?
I was dude. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. But, yeah. But our tournament's April 25th.
April 25th.
Make
come
sure
to
you're
this
there.
one. I mean, come on, guys.
Actually, I keep forgetting to tell the students, but we'll put it out there right now. I'm pretty sure, like 95% sure, we are gonna do a seminar the night before.
Oh, good job.
It's gonna be a seminar of masters, so it's gonna be 2 hours. And it's going to be kind of like a round robin style. They'll each get a half hour to teach whatever they want.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So
do you have a list of masters that are going to come up, or is going to keep that?
No, I think we're going to hopefully be able to have our good buddy Danny. Hopefully Danny comes out.
Love Danny.
Preston Ducati.
Oh, no way.
I think he's going to do it. Duke.
Yeah.
I think Mike Cam's going to do some. I think Jeff Hanley would be willing to come. I think he might be doing it. So we've got a handful that we can draw from. So
that's awesome.
Hopefully that will actually be the people that we actually come out and teach. So
you get Brent up here too.
Yeah, hopefully we can get Brent. So we'll see.
He's enjoying that dad life.
Yep, he
sure happy
is.
for that guy.
But April 25th tournament, we're gonna start prepping this week. It's gonna be a good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but let's move on to our Ask a Sensei. All right, last week's question was, a buttload is an actual unit of measurement, and it is 126 gallons.
Yes.
That is considered a buttload.
It is a buttload.
Yes. All right, this week's question comes to you from Paige. Paige actually suggested this one. What famous author is credited with making the word nerd? Nerd. So again, what famous author is credited for making the word nerd?
Your mom?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Leave your answer in the comments down below or email us at TruTalkTuesdays@gmail.com. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, and let's move on to a word from our sponsor.
Yeah. TruMotion in motion, let's go. Gear up, stand tall, feel the flow. Kicking it strong with the best of the best. Streetwear fresh, put your style to the test. Karate vibes, yeah, we bring that heat. From tees to hoodies, keep it sharp, keep it sleek. T-shirt or hoodie, we got both. Subs for the grind, focus on growth. Stickers and swag, let the world know you rep style. Now let's go. TruMotion merch, yeah, we level up. Style so sharp, got that warrior's touch. Reppin' that swag, flex it, wear it proud. Support TruTalks and wear it loud. Discipline, power, the heart of the fight. Your fit's gotta match your unstoppable might. Tigers and dragons, bold on the sleeve. Step in the dojo, they know you don't leave. Oh, step up, don't wait. Rock that fit hip-hop is what it's all about.
Thank you, sponsor. Make sure you go on there, grab a t-shirt. We'll see if we can upload the tournament tee on there. And then, yeah, support the channel. All right, moving on to our top 5. All right, this week's top 5, kind of piggybacking on last week's because last week's was so much fun. This one isn't just their love songs, but 90s R&B.
Oh yeah.
90s R&B. What do you got?
Oh man, so much.
Yes.
There was so much stuff. So I have to put this one up at the top for number 1, just because it just brings back memories.
Yeah.
Is Pony by Genuine.
All right, Pony. There you go. A song you probably shouldn't have been listening to, but
Oh yeah, dude, no.
I didn't even understand half the words he was saying. Just had a good beat.
Well,
and then the music videos are basically Magic Mike before Magic Mike was a
dude,
thing.
yeah, Magic Mike, or what I like to call the Channing Tatum documentary.
Yeah. Yeah, for reals.
Oh,
so you
man.
got Pony. What else?
Pony. Okay. Then I mean there's a lot of really good. This Is How We Do It.
Okay.
By Montel Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. No Diggity.
Yep.
Yep.
Blackstreet featuring Dr. Dre.
Yes. Okay. This one was always one that was just like, I was like, oh man, like when I listened to it, like it even like kind of took me back to where I was in the 90s. Was Killing Me Softly by the Fugees and Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna put this one out there, but of course everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, it's because of me." Say My Name by Destiny's Child.
Oh,
Beyonce. Oh, no, it's like,
honestly,
all right.
I'm not a Beyonce fan.
Me neither.
I don't like her.
But that
Destiny's Child wasn't too bad.
they were okay. Then this one, Remember the Time.
Oh, Michael Jackson. Yeah. Honestly, we could do a top 5 Michael Jackson list.
Oh, just Michael Jackson? I mean, I'm a really big fan of, like his early work.
Oh, yeah.
His later stuff, don't get me wrong, was still super good.
Yeah.
Super good. But if I were to choose,
he set the bar so high in the 80s and 90s.
In his storytelling.
Yeah.
And that's what I really enjoyed. Like his music videos weren't just music videos. They were like,
well, he created the music video effectively.
Pretty much.
With Thriller and all that stuff.
Oh, dude.
Where it was basically a movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of Michael Jackson, a little off topic. Have you heard the new theory on Michael Jackson?
Possibly.
That the reason why he had the Neverland Ranch is because he...
he was harboring kids from going to a certain place.
Certain places.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Macaulay Culkin's been famously said.
Oh, yeah. He's like, no, nothing happened there. Like, and it was something that he, like, protected me.
And that's where, like, actually that kind of gets into one of my questions later. It's not necessarily about this, but conspiracy theories. They villainized him so bad.
So much.
But in actuality, he was kind of the savior. Yeah. He basically saved children.
Yeah.
And it just irritates me because I think he was such a kind-hearted person, just like a naturally kind soul, and they villainized him so bad.
It's funny because in Sicily's Color Guard age group competition, there's a team that has an entire performance dedicated to Robin Williams.
Okay.
Dude, like it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to sit there and watch, knowing, especially I think a lot of that's knowing more now how much pain he was truly in.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me like it. Even when I found out about it the first time, it's always one of those things that kind of makes you sit there and wonder. For someone like him, he pushed himself to make people laugh so much so that he was the greatest at all of that, because he knew the pain of how much it sucked to not be happy, and that push and that desire, like if there's anything I can do to make you laugh and to make you happy, and I think that pain and that trauma, pushes people to do stuff like that. And looking at Michael Jackson, and the hell that he went through, like he'd never had a childhood, like going and like kicking it on Ferris wheel or merry-go-round and roller coasters, whatever, having fun as a child was non-existent for him.
He never had it.
He was basically a slave for his family, and and who knows the type of abuse and everything else that happened there. And now it makes sense that he's like, I'm in a position where like I'm freaking killing the game. I do not want anybody to go through this. And again, you kind of look at how the relationship that he had with Macaulay Culkin. Out of all of the kids that like you'd think if he was that way, he would probably do something with, like he was always with him. I remember like growing up and being like, it's
him and Corey Feldman.
Yeah. Both of them. Like if both of them, I mean, Corey Feldman like is not one to like shy away and not say the stuff that happens behind the scenes in Hollywood.
Oh,
he's like totally open about it.
He tried blowing the whistle back in '93.
Right. Dude, and everybody's like, no.
Yeah, they called him crazy, blackballed him.
Oh, dude, it made and when you have that type of pressure and everything else coming from, and again, this is where my conspiracy. Here's the sad thing: is that over the past 5-8 years, I've had a lot of conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
I don't have hardly any more left. I really don't. Like, aliens, Bigfoot.
Well, we'll find out that because that's coming in on our later question. We'll see which.
Oh,
we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But all right, is that your top 5? Got any honorable mentions?
Oh, I mean, yeah. Let's Get Down by Tony.
Oh yeah, that one's a good one.
Oh shoot, Creep by TLC. And then then I started getting into some that I was like, okay, these ones might not necessarily be, in the time frame, because you start listening to be like, you're like, okay, and like you listen, okay. And then you start like listening to them. I'm like, no, I want to listen to the next one. I want to listen to the next one. I want to listen to the next one.
Yeah.
And so, I know this one isn't there, but Get Low.
Yeah.
It's not that time. But shoot. Oh crap, there's a whole, then I started listening to a whole bunch of them that were just not even I gotta go back to it. There we go. Let me grab my list of ones that I've been listening to. Gangster's Paradise by Coolio.
Yeah.
Tupac.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw that
honestly,
guy. Just, period.
I tried to stay away from the rap aspect, so I didn't have any rap songs on there.
Yeah.
I would consider that like hip hop.
Yeah.
And 90s hip hop is art. I honestly think it's the best. So
it really was. Yeah. I think it's really kind of funny how there was a peak for certain things.
Mm-hmm.
There's a peak for music. There's a peak for, and this is one thing that I don't know if kids do this anymore. Car modifications.
Yeah.
There
is a culture. It's turned more into drifting.
Well, yeah, but like even still, I don't even think it holds a candle to what it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
90s and early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Pimp My Ride.
Yeah. So my dad worked. He was a controller for a custom wheel warehouse that was spread throughout the U.S. The Western U.S. and would get invited to go to SEMA. And SEMA is it's the special equipment Special Equipment something association. I can't remember what the M is, but it's all down in Vegas, and it
a
was
big car
so
show.
large that it
Mhm.
would take the entire Las Vegas Convention Center plus a whole bunch of like tents that they would then put out in the parking lot as
Mhm.
well. Massive, massive, massive show. Um, and right after, so 2008 happened and the crash and everything else. My dad went that year, I think the year after, and he says it was a third of what it was. And he says, and I don't really even think it's ever come back.
Yeah, it's still pretty big, but it wasn't as big as it
No.
used to be.
Well, and if you think about it, back in like the 90s and early 2000s, if you bought a car, did you have nice custom rims that come with it?
No.
No,
Yeah,
no. Even if you had like a car from the manufacturer and had manufactured rims, they sucked.
Yeah.
They were awful. Like it was like complete dog water.
Yeah.
First thing that you did when you bought a car back then was that you then drove it right over to your local stereo shop
Yeah.
and had the like center deck console and everything else pulled out and an actual nice one
Mhm.
put in.
Yeah. Yeah, you put a stereo and wheels on it.
Stereo wheels and speakers,
Yep.
because the speakers were dog water, like the wheels were just horrible. And yeah, it's like, you watch all that. But again, like talking about peak things, like you had like peak R&B, like the music that came out of like the 90s and stuff like that in 2000s, yeah, like it was good. It was innovative. And,
Yeah.
But then, but I think like everything, like it's just an ebb and flow,
Yeah.
I
agree. But I got some of the ones.
Yes, let's
that
go. Let's go for your list.
You didn't mention for honorable mentions. I've got Right Here by SWV.
Yep.
And it's laid on with a Michael Jackson track.
Oh, yeah.
You Know What's Up by Darnell Jones. That was in that famous movie with Julia Stiles, and I can't remember what it was called.
Was it 10 Things I Hate About You?
No,
not that
it
one.
was some dancing one. Twisted by Keith Sweat.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know if you remember the movie. I don't, but
I can see I can see the front cover.
Yeah,
and it was a great movie.
I can't remember the movie. Angel of Mine by Monica. I also got This Is How We Do It by Montel Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Way Love Goes by Janet Jackson.
Yes,
that's a good one.
Yes.
Now in my top 5, I've got obviously No Diggity.
No Diggity. Oh, dude,
that's such a good song.
So good.
You Make Me Wanna by Usher. Yeah, that's such a good song.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Lil Jon.
Lil Jon featuring Usher.
Yes. Can We Talk by Tevin Campbell. I thought Tevin Campbell was huge in the 90s.
Yep.
Killing Me Softly again by the Fugees.
Oh, yes.
And my Michael Jackson song was You Were Not Alone.
Okay.
That one, because I had to look up, make sure that actually came out in the 90s.
In the night, because that was pretty close to.
It was like in the late 90s, like
96, 97, yeah.
I think it was somewhere in there. That one's such a good song.
Oh, dude, so good.
Yeah, I love that song.
Oh, dude.
So, but yeah, no, 90s R&B. Yeah, it's like, if you want a like warm hug of nostalgia. That's a good
okay.
one.
Can we talk a little bit about this? This will be my question of the day.
Okay.
We're gonna start this one way before things
All right, what do we got?
Okay. Who is that? I keep forgetting.
It's Lil Jon.
No, I know, but
Dave Chappelle.
Not Dave Chappelle, but oh shoot, he's a comedian. He did a whole bunch of TikToks with his little son, and his son and his friend come over, and they're making a music video. And he's got the glasses and makes the big mouth. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, Jason Banks.
Yeah, Jason Banks.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you doing? I'm making a music video, Dad.
That guy is funny.
Every time I hear that song, all I see is him and his big ass mouth.
And he's got his blind friend with glasses.
Yes.
And sometimes he's looking away from the camera. Yeah, that guy's funny. That guy's really funny.
Jason Biggs. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, talking about nostalgia. I love it. So my son, of course, he's like going through my game catalog and stuff like that. And there were a lot of games that, I was like, I don't want you to be playing this game. You're too young,
Mhm.
right? And again, there's not like games that I was like that I would say by way of content and stuff like that that would be totally inappropriate for kids, but you know, like it's just like a violence aspect and everything else.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
Like
So
we had to take that away from Jamin. We're like, you can't play that anymore.
right. So yeah, so I never got into Grand Theft Autos.
I didn't either.
So but like I had a whole bunch of first person shooters and stuff like that and third person shooters. And so he was like, Dad, am I old enough to play The Division? And The Division's like is probably one of my most favorite games,
Mhm.
you know, that's on my list. And I was like, yeah, go for it. Like, I don't care. Like you're almost 16. Yeah, you can, play The Division. And so for those of you guys who don't know, Division's a Tom Clancy game. It's
Which all you need to know is Tom Clancy, and it's stupid hard.
and it is. It is a difficult game. But yeah, so it came out before COVID, which is kind of crazy because it kind of like almost predicted COVID.
There's a book like that from Jack Carr.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's yeah. So, I'll give you a brief storyline. This synthetically created virus was created, was put on $10,001 bills, and then was sent off on the day after Thanksgiving sales in New York. Because it's highly populated and it's a good place to get, because a dollar bill is one of the most frequently used bills out there, and that way it'll be able to touch the most amount of hands. It goes out, the virus spreads like wildfire, it starts killing people left, right, and sideways. They have to quarantine the area, government falls apart, and the Division is the group of people that are their last resort to help the government survive, and that's your position. And so I was like, okay, he's playing it. And just because of time and everything else, I'm like, I haven't had a lot of time to sit there and game at all.
Mm-hmm.
And, one thing I said to Landon, because it was like when he goes off with his mom, I'm just like, I feel like I totally lose contact with my kids.
Yeah.
And so he and I were just talking. I'm like, what we should do is we should just like get together and like find a time every single week when you're at your mom's, like from on this day at this time, it's you and me and we just game. That's all we do, no matter what. He's like, oh yeah, that'd be great. I'm like, okay, cool. So I probably should get back on the Division and see if I'm any good at this. I sat down and started like loaded the game up, and as it's loading and it goes through like the first cinematic and everything else, waves of nostalgia start like just coming through, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why does this feel so good? Well,
it takes you back to a simpler time.
And I think that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Like it took me back to, when things weren't as chaotic as they are.
Yeah.
And
We're just different.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't necessarily say your life is more chaotic now. It's just different.
Oh, no, I would say it's definitely more chaotic now.
Possibly. Maybe it feels that way. But if you look at it, dude, you don't have the stress of running a business.
That's true.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing about like running a studio is that it's constant stress.
Yeah.
It's not because like when I've got my kids, it's like I'm running like a chicken with my head cut off at 110 miles an hour. And then
Probably
all
makes
this
it feel like you were running a studio again.
Dude, I have less time now than I did when I was running my studio.
That's hard to believe.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And it's like with my full-time job and having to be taxi service now, running the kids left, right, and sideways and everywhere, which, it's frustrating for me because I feel like I don't get a lot of time with them anyways because of the schedule and stuff like that. Even though, yes, oh, you have 50-50 custody. It's like, I don't really, because you start taking out all of the time that, they have extracurriculars. And then when they get off of school, they, just because of the bus and where their mom lives, they can ride the bus and go to their mom's house. So it's like, I don't get to see them until I'm done with work anyway.
Yeah.
And so, okay. But that's the thing is that like, I know that their mom has people who drive them everywhere. So she doesn't have to like, do that type of stuff.
Well, that when you look at it, when you hear stuff like that, you have to understand that you're investing time now that will pay dividends later.
100%. 100%. It's kind of, And I don't think like as a parent, I don't think we realize how much little things mean to our kids until you talk to them later, and then they tell you.
Well, I think the biggest one with me when I realized with my dad is my dad made every game.
Yeah.
Every game I think I ever played. I can maybe count on my hand the amount of games he missed.
Right.
And now having gone through kids that have played athletics or extracurriculars, I missed a ton.
Yeah.
And it still bothers me to this day. And it's like my dad specifically changed his work schedule to accommodate my schedule.
Yeah.
And you don't see that in the moment until all of a sudden you have to start going through it and you're like, holy crap. Like he did all these selfless things for me.
Yeah.
I mean, probably for him too. I mean, because he wanted to watch.
Right.
But it means a lot more now after the fact.
Yeah.
To where you're just like, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's like you do those things selflessly. You don't do those things as a parent. You don't do those things for praise.
No.
You do them because that's what you're supposed to do. That's why you're a parent.
Well,
but
and
yet, when you become parents and you realize all the stuff your parents did for you, you feel that's why that cycle of life where it's like you start to take care of them when they're older.
Yeah.
Because it's like you took such good care of me. It's my turn to repay the favor.
Right. Well, it's funny because last spring, we were doing this. The concert that we did for MCO was a little bit different. It was more like a musical and everything else, and it was huge. So huge that we couldn't have it at a Bravenel Hall where we normally do it at. And so we were down at the UVU arena that they've got there.
Okay.
So that way we could pack literally the most amount of people in, so we didn't have to like have a whole bunch of concerts because we had another group of professionals that were singing with us as well. And so that way we could pack in 10,000 people at a whack, you know? And we had 4 concerts. It was freaking great. And so it was a Friday night. Our last concert ended at 10, I think. And so once you get everything all done and packed up and everything else all the way down Orem and get done, we get done by 11, then I have to drive all the way back. Of course, all the way up to Layton about an hour later. It's now, midnight. I haven't eaten anything. You get something to eat. Now it's 1 o'clock in the morning by the time you get to bed. Cicely, they were with her mom that weekend, had a color guard, her final color guard competition that next morning. And it was like at 8 o'clock. And of course it was all the way out in BFE. Can't remember where it was at. So I had to like wake up at, 6:30, 7 o'clock just to get there. So I get drive all the way out there, and I get there before, I think even before Erin got there, she saw me. And I didn't know this, but I thought I told Cicely that, I was going to be there for her final competition, but apparently I didn't. And she asked Erin, she's like, well, is Dad going to make it? And she's like, I don't know. Like he, had those 2 concerts and everything else were huge. It's probably going to be late. I don't know if he's going to make it. If he doesn't make it, it's, he still loves you, blah, 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 that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there. And she has no idea I'm there. I can't go behind the scenes and backstage and everything else and say hi and whatever. And so they're out there. They're about ready to do they're doing their show. And again, I'm kind of like dressed like I am now.
Yeah.
I've got a hoodie and I've probably got my, baseball hat on, and she's kind of going through and doing like their performance starts, everything else. And then all of a sudden, she's there looking and then she sees me. And, she was doing really well and performing and, was kind of smiling and everything. Once she saw me.
Well, she was probably just going through the motions. And
yes.
Then she started to perform.
And then she saw me, like, eyes got, like, and you could just tell. Like, everything changed in that moment. And, again, like you said, like, was I there for like any praise or anything? No, I'm there for her.
Yeah, you're there for her.
And it made all the difference in the world for her. Like to the point that, and again, it was like right after, even right after she was done performing, I couldn't even stay for like, what the award ceremony afterwards. Cause I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Because I've got to go back, prep my lunch and everything else. Cause our call time that next day was like at noon or 1 o'clock. I'm like, I don't have that much time.
Yeah. But you make the time.
Yeah. So they folded up their floor and everything else. They took all their props and stuff backstage, and I followed them, and she, like, no joke, wrapped her arms around me and just cried.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what, this is what you do. These are the sacrifices that you make. And again, that's why I kind of feel like a one-legged man in a butt king contest. Small tangent, back to nostalgia.
Yeah.
But like, as I'm sitting there playing this game, I'm like, it mentally felt so good, to like just go back in and be like, oh my gosh. And like, I'm sitting there kind of like, I'm really anticipating the fact that like when Landon goes back to his mom, cause he's with me this week, of just like, he and I going through the streets of New York, shooting bad guys and gangs and stuff like that, to, helping people out that are getting mugged and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, dude, like, that's so cool that, like those nostalgia moments that we have.
And I think, like, because you could even say the same thing when you hear certain sounds. Like, have you seen those videos?
The 90s R&B.
Yeah. Those, like, be like, hey, tell me what this takes you back to. And you hear, like,
oh, yes,
the internet dial up, and you're just like, God, that's an awful sound. But it takes you back to this.
Oh, yeah.
Or, like, when you turned on your Sega. Yeah, or the EA Sports.
It's in the game.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, everybody always repeated that. And then you're just like, yeah, or like when you hear the Super Mario Brothers theme song.
Yes.
All of a sudden it's like, I'm a little kid sitting in front of the TV, because you got to sit in front of the TV because the cord's only so long.
Right?
Or when you got your first Xbox and it had the breakaway cord that was revolutionary, because how many TV sets got taken out?
Oh my gosh.
Just rips it right out of the console.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, I love like that sense of nostalgia, or you see something and you're like, God, I haven't seen this for years.
Yes.
Or you hold something. And I automatically go back to, it takes me back to a simpler time.
Yeah.
Where you're like, you were a kid. Because when you're a kid, everything's fun.
Yeah.
You have no responsibilities. Your biggest, like, hurdle of the day is what am I going to play?
Yeah.
And it's like, as an adult, you want to get back to that. Because you're like, oh, man, I have all these responsibilities. I have all these duties. People are depending on you, which I wouldn't trade that for anything. But at the same time, it's like, man, it was so much simpler just being a kid, being like, you wake up, oh, man, what do I want to play today?
Yeah.
But yet, as an adult, we don't think that way anymore. And we almost need to have a reset day or week where you're just like, you don't wake up and think, oh God, what do I need to get done today?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's not bad to have like goals and a task. And it is a lot different to say, like, I get to get this done today versus, oh God, I need to do this today.
Yeah.
But yet we always wake up thinking we have to get things done, which, I mean, we do. But I want to start switching it up to where it's like, what am I going to play today?
Mm-hmm.
And play could be like going out for a walk, or going shopping with, the missus, or like, hey, let's go to the movies. Like, we're actually going to go to the movies tomorrow. We're going to see that new Scream.
Oh, yeah?
Maya saw it opening night, like Thursday night. She loved it.
Oh, no way.
So, but it's like, man, getting back to like that kid-like mentality where like everything's exciting, everything's new. You had you had stress, but you really don't have stress. So,
Well, a lot of the stress that you have as a kid is self-inflicted.
yeah, it is. It is, because it's not real world stress.
Well, and it's, a lot of it is, I say self-inflicted because, and again, I think that it's really funny how the psychology that we develop when we're children carries with us for so long.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking this, speaking out loud. When you're a kid, you don't think about the stuff that you think we would value as important.
No.
Like, you don't think politics.
No.
You could care less what somebody voted or didn't vote. You could care less what their skin color was. You could care less what their religion was.
Yeah.
You did not care. You were like, are they fun?
100%.
Hey, you're fun. Let's hang out.
Are they fun and are they kind?
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
You're not like, well, who did you vote for in the last election? Or what God do you believe in? Or like, what team do you root for? Oh, God, I can't associate with you. You root for the other team.
You root for the Cowboys? I mean, sorry.
Yeah,
you root for the other team?
Yeah, go Birds. So, but it's like you didn't care about any of that stuff. And if like the biggest thing was teams.
Yeah.
But if they did root for the other team, you would still hang out and like harass them when when their team lost. And it's like there was none of this like division amongst people.
No.
You didn't care what economic status they had.
Right?
You're like, are you fun? And like you said, are you kind?
Yeah.
Hey, we can hang out.
Well, and that's the other thing is that, like, especially the people that you would have the most fun with were people who could go out and play and win and lose graciously.
Yeah.
You
would compete your ass off.
You're going to compete your ass off.
And if you lost, you'd be like, dang it. But hey, good job, man.
And the other person,
I'm going to get you next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not like holding this hate because you lost to them.
No. Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing is that if you get to the point where you're just like, oh my gosh, like you said, like I lost. And the other person's like, oh, yeah, I won. It's dude, but hey, I had a great time. Like, that was awesome. We should do this again.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, wait, and I think our generation is different. You got that, older, I would probably say Gen X and the, older millennial crowd before all of the participation trophies, because I think that carried through into daily play with your friends.
Yeah.
If you're always taught that you never lose, and then when you finally do, when you're playing just with friends, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
Is you're playing just with friends. Like, and the term of this is not a good term because of what it means, but we were kids. We didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
And it was a thing that we called hot box. Okay. And it was a baseball thing. Like, we all played baseball and stuff
hot
like
box.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, hot box is where you have two bases. And you're running back and forth between the bases. You've got a runner and then, of course, two people on the bases, and they're throwing the ball back and forth. They're trying to tag you out.
Yeah, and your goal is to get from one side to the other.
And the goal is to get from one side to the other. And it was like, I mean, eventually you're going to get out. I mean, that's the whole name of the game.
It's like monkey in the middle. Almost.
Yeah. We didn't care.
No.
Oh, you got out. Okay, cool. That means, guess what I get to do? I get to throw and catch, and then try to get you out. Oh, I got you out. Okay, great. Then
it's funny because one thing that I've noticed with a lot with the younger kids is they don't, like, I remember when I was a kid in like youth sports, after games, you always saw kids racing against each other and or always competing against each other, not to like, win something, but just like, hey, I threw my ball this far, like I'm gonna throw it further than yours. Stuff like that. I don't really see that too much anymore, and we need to get back to that, or at least allow it to be okay.
Well, allow kids to play. And it's kind of crazy because I was thinking.
And boys will fight. Let them fight for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then break them up. But don't like stop the fight before like obviously don't let them get hurt.
Right.
But like if they start wrestling around or things get heated, let it get heated. And then break it up.
Let them try to problem solve it out.
Yeah. That's how boys solve problems at that age. So they're physical.
Yeah.
They're not going to sit there and talk through it.
Well, I think that's one of the things that, again, kind of looking at our scholastic educational system, um, we've taken out a lot of the time that they get to sit and play.
Yeah.
Like I was. So when you were in elementary school, how long was lunch?
Oh God, it felt like an hour.
Yeah,
I
right.
have no idea though.
You go, you sit, because it was the longest. It was the longest recess time that you got.
Yeah, because I think it was maybe like a half-hour lunch, half-hour actual play recess.
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay. Do you know how long it is now? 30 minutes total.
Really?
Eat, play, done.
That's not enough time. Yeah.
Like you've got your morning, afternoon recesses, like 15 minutes maybe.
It's kind of crazy because a lot of times with these younger kids, I've started to figure out with some of them, it's like in order for them to learn, I have to run them first.
Yep.
Like literally run them. Like, all right, laps. All right, get on the rower. Like you physically work them out and then you teach them.
Yeah.
Because if you try to teach them without that first, they are all over
the place. Yeah.
So, man, these kids are glad I'm not a school teacher. I'd be like, all right, everybody push-ups, 10 push-ups. Like, all right, let's go outside. Let's run around for a minute. All right, now let's come back in. And now let's learn.
I'd be fired.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would be fired too, for sure.
Because it's really sad and unfortunate. So Cammie's in charge of, I shouldn't say in charge, but she's part of the committee for the musical in her elementary school. And I had to drop Cicely off to do a whole bunch of stuff yesterday. And I was like, I'll just go to Costco and Bountiful because it's kind of close to where I had to drop Cicely off. I was like, well, I'll just swing up to Bountiful Elementary and see if she's still there. And if she is, it's great, So I go up, and of course they're still there. And I was like, oh yeah, how are things going? And she's like, it is a complete mess. And I was like, oh no. It's like, don't you like go up? Like you have, curtain goes up next week, right? And she's like, yep. Like kids haven't memorized their lines. Kids are not, there's a whole bunch of stuff that the kids aren't doing. And I sat there and I kind of listened to, a couple people that are in this committee. And I'm like, that's why. That's why you're not ready, is because the people that are in your committee are so soft-hearted. They have to have fun. My biggest goal is that they have fun. My biggest goal is, it's like, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be like Hitler's boot camp for children.
You can have fun, but it's like, hey, you're here to learn a play. If you don't have the lines, we'll find somebody that can learn the lines.
Right. And you have to set the bar early.
Yeah.
Of just like, no, this is what we're doing. And that's the thing Cammie was telling me. She's like, we had kids that weren't coming on, that were missing their call times, during the show because they were out goofing around and like running around the school and everything else. And
be like, you're out.
She's like, I have to feel like I'm the one who's like the mom, like who's the Karen going around yelling at the kids all the time because, what do you do? And I was just like, and that's one thing. Like when I went there and they were just like, well, we don't know what to do. And I'm like, no, I said, this is what you do. And one of the gals that was there, she's a part of MCO. And I looked at her and I said, what you need to do is you need to channel your inner Brett Stewart. Brett Stewart's one of the founders of MCO. He's extremely strict.
Yeah.
Like he set the bar my second rehearsal there. Like a group of the baritones and everything else we were singing. They made a mistake. He stops everybody, looks over at the baritones, and he says, you've been messing this up the entire time. He said, I need you to shut up. You're going to listen to, this gal play your part. You're going to listen to it. You're going to learn it. And then we're going to move on. And he just stared at him, looked at her and said, play it. And she played it once. And he stopped, looks at them, and he says, do you have it? And of course, they were like, yeah, we got it. Okay, great. We're going to start at this measure. And we're going to go through that. Goes through the measure. They make the same mistake. And he stopped. And I remember it plain as day. It was my second week there. He stopped and turned and looked at them with like the most icy stare. Like it would have stopped the heart of anybody. And he says, gentlemen, I told you how to do this right once. I shouldn't have to tell you again. And stayed. Like he held that stare for like 30 seconds and said, do you have it now? And looked at her and he says, we're starting at this measure again and we're moving on. And if you don't get it, you guys need to start working on this. He says, this is where we're at. And I was like, oh, okay. That's the bar now.
Kind of goes back to the intro with the coaches.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
But moving on from
Moving
our
on.
top 5 and our first question.
first question.
All right, but let's move on to our formal Ask a Sensei. All right, this week's slang in honor of the men's U.S. hockey team that took gold.
I mean,
That was awesome.
congratulations to
I
to
woke
Canada
up-
to be being the first place loser. I mean, second. I mean,
Yeah.
silver. I mean,
Yeah, I woke up and watched it. It was fantastic.
awesome.
It was so cool. We got hockey slang.
Okay, let's do this.
I honestly am going to become a hockey fan, so I didn't know. I knew some of these, but I didn't know a lot of them. Beautician.
I don't know any of these then.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
that-
beautician is a great teammate, often skilled, but brings good vibes to the locker room.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, that's what that means. I know this from other terms, but not hockey terms. Bender.
Yeah, I know that one from other terms. Like,
Yeah, this is not what you would normally think a bender is. A bender is a player with poor skating skills and ankles bent inwards.
oh, okay,
Hence
that makes sense.
bender.
That's a bender.
Yeah. All right. Bottle rocket.
Oh, is that someone just like sends it from like one side? Of
It does
of
have to deal with the shot,
Yeah.
but it's a shot that ends up like either knocking or breaking the goalie's water bottle.
Oh,
A
okay.
Bottle
rocket.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Top shelf.
It's got to be premium something.
Top shelf is a term like when you hit the top corners of the net.
Oh,
Like
okay.
he went top shelf.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Clapper. It's a slap shot.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, no,
Yeah,
just, okay, that
A
makes sense.
clapper. Duster.
Is that when you like just punch somebody in the face?
I would assume so. But no, and when you hear the term, you're like, okay, I get it. It's a player that rides the bench and they collect dust.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're a
Yeah.
they're a duster.
Yeah.
So 5-hole.
5 goes west.
5-hole. 5-hole.
Somewhere out there. No, not that one.
This term is used in multiple sports between the legs.
Oh, okay.
So they went through the 5-hole.
The 5th hole.
Yeah. Because I'm assuming it's because the reason why they call it 5-hole is you have your top corners. That's 1, 2,
1, 2, 3, 4.
bottom, lower, 4, and then 5
Straight
is
through legs.
Yep. That's the 5-hole. Gong show. It's a chaotic, out of control game.
Oh, no way.
That's
Okay.
that's a gong show. Muffin. Yeah. It's a weak shot and the puck wobbles in the air.
Oh, okay.
It's a muffin.
It's like a shot that was hit by your mom.
Yeah. They're
Shut
actually
up, Shorzy.
they're actually making a Shorzy show.
No, they've already made it.
Have they?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I just saw a preview for one.
So it might be like our new season. But yeah, they've had it.
Yeah, Shorzy. Snipe.
Get out of there. Give your balls a tug, you tip fucker.
Yeah.
Shut up, Shorzy.
Shorzy. Yeah. Snipe.
Snipe.
Yep.
Is that like a high precision shot, or like you're looking for a mystical animal that doesn't exist?
First one, it's a precise, powerful shot that scores.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a snipe. You got sniped. Yard sale.
Oh, dude, that's where you lose everything.
Yeah.
That's
You get
that's,
hit. You get hit, and everything.
Everything goes flying off.
Everything goes everywhere.
Yep.
That's the yard sale. That's our hockey slang for the week. I am going to start learning more hockey because hockey is awesome. Yeah, I think it's great.
Dude, yeah,
besides
it really
football, it's going to start becoming the second most popular sport, and at least in America.
You know, so here's the thing. So I learned a lot about football and stuff from my brother
Mm-hmm.
about like how owners get paid and how like the whole entire organization divvies out payments and stuff like that. And I didn't know that each player, I think, gets a check from the NFL. It's not from like their individual teams.
Yeah, you told
or
me
something
about
like that. It was like
That's-
really
yeah,
odd. I was like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it so easy for players to go from one team to one team to one team to one team. It's like, who
Mhm.
cares, you know? Anyway, if the NHL could do the same thing with the same type of incentive structure and everything
Yeah.
else, I do think, which is really kind of funny because as I don't want to call America anti-soccer. It's just that we have football. It's like
Yeah.
you can't. I don't necessarily would say that you can't be anti something when you've just replaced it with something else. But basically, hockey's just soccer on ice.
Yeah. Kind of.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
there's offsides.
you've
I
got
think
offsides.
that's
You've got the almost the
icing.
same
Yeah.
the same type of players and stuff like that. Except the goal is actually in the middle of the field a little
Mhm.
bit. Your score is about the same.
Yeah.
You have 3 periods. It's instead of 2 halves, but it's fine. But a lot of the play structure and everything else is very similar.
Yeah.
Very, very similar to soccer.
Except you can hit each other in a
Oh, dude,
fight.
heck yes, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I really hope, and that's one of the things, like especially with the bringing on of a professional hockey team here to Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Like I hope they do. I hope that industry does extremely well.
Yeah. The players are awesome too.
And they are. They
Yeah.
they're down to earth. They love America.
Well, not only that, but they're tough.
No, yeah, dude. What's his
mean,
name with the freaking broken face?
Jack Hughes gets a high stick to the face, knocks 2 teeth out, comes back, scores the game-winning gold medal goal
Yeah.
in overtime. Like,
And then he
come
comes
on.
out and says, like, "What are you gonna do?" He's like, "That's okay. We've got great dentists in America."
Yeah. But moving on to our next question. Question number 2 for Tony was earlier. If you did not listen, go back,
Go back.
listen.
Listen.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
But moving on to the next question. All right, this week's question, we kind of already hit on it a little bit, but what's the craziest conspiracy theory you've heard?
Okay, so one of the craziest conspiracy I've heard a lot, and I don't necessarily classify them in different categories. One of the craziest ones is that I'm gonna start saying this. Here's the thing: I love conspiracy theories because they're so much fun for me to keep in my head.
Yeah.
I mean, and like we were talking about earlier, like I used to have a lot of them, and now it's just like an empty box. It's like, oh, I was like, yeah, there are aliens out there, and they have like technology that's far superior,
Mhm.
and they actually walk among us and everything else. And what's even going to be crazier is if they dressed up, they knew how to mess with humans, and instead of because I really think the aliens are just like humans that have been around longer, And if they're just like, check this out, so we're gonna show up in gray outfits with big freaking eyeballs and everything else. We're gonna probe a couple of them.
What am I doing? Harvesting farts?
We're just gonna do this to mess with them, Yeah. Anyway, it's Rumspringer for these,
Yeah.
for aliens. Anyway, so I used to have that as that was a conspiracy theory that aliens are real and everything else, and then in the middle of COVID, in the middle of chaos and everything else, the Navy comes out, and it was page 6 news. Nobody paid attention.
Yeah,
to
nobody cared.
And they were like, UFOs are real. We've been tracking them for several decades now, and we don't know where they come from. They're not from any country. The other countries have no idea where they come from either, and we all know that they're here. So, and that was the story, and then everybody's like, COVID, blah, 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 politics, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
No one cared. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll take that out of my conspiracy theory box.
Yeah.
But the craziest one will be this one. The Earth is hollow.
Oh, is this that Godzilla, King Kong, Hollow Earth theory?
It might be
Because have you seen the
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that Godzilla King Kong one.
Yeah, the new Kong versus Godzilla.
Mm-hmm. That there's an inner Earth or whatever
dimension. Yep.
Yeah, and that in order to get to the inner parts of the Earth,
Mm-hmm.
is by going through the Antarctic.
Okay.
Because there's again, it's people try to find Google images. There's an area that is blocked out, and you can't can't get into it and everything else. Like giant ice wall type thing. And that's where the entrance is to the inner area of,
Okay.
That's also where, of course, the people that are living on the inside of the earth are like highly advanced and everything else. And that's where a lot of, current modern day technology that we have has
Like
come
Atlantis.
from. Yes.
Yeah.
And that we have made contact with them. They've made contact with us, but we keep it very quiet and on the down low because if people found out, like people lose their shit type of thing. And of course, with that would explain like the pyramid function and stuff like that. That's down there in the Antarctic.
Yeah.
Where everybody's just like, that's not a mountain.
Yeah.
Like that is like at right angles. Nothing in nature is perfectly right angled. That is a man-made structure.
Yeah, that's just like that Aliens versus Predator.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, that would then explain all of the pyramid structures and stuff like that that are scattered throughout the world. And people are just like, it's like, pyramids that they're finding in Mexico that, and it's like one of the largest, but like makes the pyramids in Egypt seem small. There was a guy flying a plane was like, that looks kind of weird. I think I'm going to like hike up over there and like see what it is. Climbed to the top of this mountain and was like, these rocks are weird. So starts digging and he's like, these aren't rocks. And they were all like perfectly cut.
Yeah.
Sure enough, it was just a giant.
An overgrown pyramid.
And like they cleaned it all off and everything else. And I was like, this is huge. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's one of my conspiracy. Yeah. One of my.
The one that I like that I think's the oddest, craziest, but when you start looking into it, you're like, could this be real? Is Garth Brooks is a serial killer.
I love that one so much.
Yeah. That one's wild.
The Tom Segura
yeah
episode that he does making fun of Brooks.
Yeah.
I need another song. My gosh.
Yeah, because if you look at it, when you follow his tour dates, every city he goes to, someone goes missing during the time that he's there.
Yep.
At every date he plays.
Yep.
And you're just like, now, is that legit? I don't know. But it's worth looking into.
It's worth looking. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. And I hear that like Garth Brooks is kind of a weird guy.
Yeah.
If
everybody thought Ellen was super nice. Not so much.
Not so much.
So, but let us know what your favorite conspiracy theory is.
Oh, geez.
And if you like them, if you don't like them. But
I love conspiracy theories.
Moving on to our last question. All right, what's our last question?
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of like fun stuff, nostalgia, going back in time and everything else. And the real question that I wanted to have is like, again, I'm going to pull back to something probably a little bit more serious. When did we get to the point where you can't just cheer for your own country anymore?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. It's sad.
Like I watch again, like the USA men's hockey team. Like before the Olympics started, I was like, all right, we're like, it was like I have my kids. We're gonna sit down. We have this old tradition called cheesy noodle night, which is generally on a Fridays, and because that's when we would work not as late, and we'd sit down and I'd make some dish or something like that, and we'd watch a movie, and so we watched Miracle.
Oh yeah, we watched that Sunday.
Yeah,
after the
2-3 weeks ago. Yeah, dude, heck yeah, dude, and you watch that and it's funny because I was talking with my parents about that game, and they actually my mom was saying, she says, "Oh, I remember because I was in church," and I was like, "Okay," and she's like, "Everybody was listening to it while church was going on, and people were like out in their cars, kind of,
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And when they won, the bishop got to the pulpit and basically announced it.
Well, it's funny because people forget that game didn't win the gold medal.
No.
That got them
to
the gold
medal game.
But everybody associates that game with the gold because the Russian team was this behemoth of a hockey in that time frame. Honestly, in everything.
And it was not only that, but I think it was the Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was so many other things that were riding on that game than just a hockey game of USA versus Russia.
Yeah.
And it was amazing, and to go back to that time. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, like watching the Olympics and like being so, patriotic about like, like this is our team, these are our athletes, this is us as a nation, putting our best people out there to win, figure skating gold, to win, hockey gold, to win like, downhill mogul, all of the sports, and to see that the, like athletes today go play for the USA and they think it's like, well, I get this political platform now to show my displeasure with my country.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, hold up. You want to do that? I'm not going to say you can't. But you're a representative now of the country, and you're going to come out and then like totally crap on the country that you're representing?
Yeah. I don't necessarily agree with that. I do think that they have a right to voice their displeasure,
Yeah, sure.
and like everybody has a right to say whatever they need to say. I was talking with Shanna about this. I go, isn't it crazy when you look at the names of the people that are competing for the United States, you can't tell me that we don't include everybody.
Yeah.
Because you can't look like, let's just take the names of the hockey players. Like,
right?
maybe one of like, yeah, that sounds like an American name.
Yeah, Chad Smith.
Exactly. You don't see very many Smiths, Joneses, Davis. Like,
yeah. Oh no.
You don't see a lot of those.
Mm-mm.
Like even Miles Garrett's girlfriend, snowboarder, her name's Chloe Kim.
Yeah.
And she's an American snowboarder.
Oh, dude, she killed it this year.
Yeah. And it's like, or Lindsey Vonn.
Yes. Yeah.
Which she was very close to getting her
dude.
leg amputated.
My absolute broken heart for that girl.
Yeah. So I
dude.
hope she heals up. But
I
no,
do too.
I agree. Like, man, you should feel this sense of like, I hate to use the word pride, but you should feel proud to represent the country that is giving you what you have the ability to do.
Well, and when you're out there, you're not representing the political side and the current political party that's in power. You're not representing them.
No.
Are you freaking kidding me?
You're representing you.
You're representing the other 350 million people who are here.
Mm-hmm.
You're representing us as a country.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't like the things that are going on. I don't either.
Yeah.
We might not like we'll not like the different things. That's fine. But both of us are going to go and we're going to like be the best for our people.
Yeah.
For our country.
And it's a heck of a lot better than most other places.
And this is kind of where I'd like to challenge, like, find me a better place.
Yeah. No, I agree. You should take, if you're going to compete in especially the Olympics, you should be happy and proud of the place that you come from.
And it's funny because I think that because I remember seeing this, there'd be professional athletes playing for, football or not basketball teams, stuff like that here in the States. When the Olympics came around, they wouldn't be playing for the U.S. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, they play for this team. Like, they speak better English than I do. And they're like, no, I'm going back and playing for Lithuania because that is my country.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, inside of me, there was like that sense of pride for them.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Yes.
You
and
should
he's like,
go and play for
yeah,
your
it's
country.
like, and they're playing against all of the Americans that they play with, now. And they're probably people on the same team. But they would go and support their country.
Yeah.
Because they love their country. They guaranteed. I don't care who you are. Find me somebody who loves everything about the politics inside of a country. You're not going to find that. So shut up. Go to the side. And I think this is probably one of the biggest issues that we have in our current society today is that we are so busy and we've been conditioned to the point to pick apart all of the crap.
Yeah.
That everybody's doing, and I'm going to say everybody,
Yeah.
that I don't care who you are, like if there's a certain affiliation, there's nothing that this country does that's good.
Yeah.
You know, it's all bad, it's all awful, and we can't move forward. And I'm like, are you joking me?
Well, not only that, I think that's a very small subgroup, but the way that information is broadcasted, it seems like a very large majority.
Yes.
And in reality, it's not.
And the unfortunate thing is that the people that are broadcasting that are the ones that are trying to sow the division.
Yeah, because I always use the eyeball test. Walk out anywhere and then find people that truly, truly, truly act like that. Maybe 1 out of 100.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Like even people that lean one way or another, you find common ground with them when you talk to them.
Yeah.
But yet when you see everything online, it's like, oh, these people are freaking morons, or those people are freaking morons. It's like everybody's pointing fingers. And that's why I wasn't a fan of, I think we briefly talked about it, like when the halftime show, how Turning Point had their own halftime show.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't agree with that.
Yeah.
Why? Because it forced people to choose a side. Now it went from here to even further apart. And it's like, no, just like if you don't like the halftime show, don't watch it.
Right.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
But I think people need to talk with each other more and be proud that you can represent the country that you
100%.
live in.
100%.
Like even Jack Hughes, the hockey player, he grew up most of his life in Canada.
Yeah.
But he was born in America. But he moved to Canada because that's where good
that's
hockey
where
was.
Good. Let's be brutally honest.
Yeah, because truthfully, even though we won the game, Canada played better.
Oh yeah,
but that doesn't matter because we still won the game. So
it's kind of like, well, we had more yards rushing. It's like I had more touchdowns. I don't freaking care.
Well, oh man, Jalen Hurts famously said that they were kneeling to like beat the Chiefs earlier last season.
Yeah.
And one of their players was like, you guys didn't even get 150 yards. And Jalen Hurts is like, we won the fucking game. Shut up. And I was all like, yes. Yes, we did.
100%. That's, I mean, when it boils down to that, oh, man.
But I think it just gets back to be proud, show some pride in where you come from, and talk to people.
Yeah. And so mainly because of the nuclear reactor that was flown in on the big fat boy, the C-117. I think it was like 4 of them that brought all the thing, everything in. I was like, I want to watch the series Chernobyl again. And so I watched it. And if you haven't watched it, like it's serious. It's so well written. So well done. Like the whole entire thing, like I suggested everybody, but it is difficult to watch. Not because of, it's just sad. Like the whole entire thing. But this just kind of shows to me the dichotomy of what we have here in America now and what was in the Soviet Union.
Mm-hmm.
The Soviet Union could do no wrong.
Yeah.
No one could contradict the Soviet Union. And if you did, you disappeared.
Yeah.
The KGB made sure of that. They are always listening and always paying attention to make sure that there was a positive spin on every single bit of propaganda. Like the worst nuclear event that it has ever happened in human history was covered up, by their government while it was happening.
Yeah.
To make sure no misinformation was going out. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand, like, you want to make sure that there's not a panic that's ensued, but like you've swung so far to the way that like the Soviet Union can do no wrong. Well, we've swung all the way to the right or to the other side so far that the U.S. can do no right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, we're talking about like supporting our boys who played hockey.
Yeah.
And now, again, not get political, but kind of a political topic, have the State of the Union. Okay, Trump invited the entire hockey team. They showed up. Oh, that means you support that person. No, it means I was invited to something I've never been to. Then I just won gold medal for the country that I live in and I love. And so, yes, I'm going to show up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, unfortunately, Trump is so polarizing that if you are seen with him, then you automatically support him.
Right.
And if you're not seen with him, you automatically deny him. And neither one of them is true.
No. I mean, it's even to the point where even some, I hopefully see, like you said, because back in the day, you know, you would have like far left Democrats and far right Republicans, and they would look like they hated each other, you know, as they were discussing, you know, topics, you know, and actual policy. Like I'm discussing policy of like what you want versus what I want, and we're going to debate it out and everything else. And then they would hang out on the weekend together and they would still be cordial with each other. And, you know, like their friends would be playing, like their kids would be playing with their kids. And today you can't even have that.
No, it needs to get back to that.
It needs to get back to that.
It's one of those things like you can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's okay.
I mean,
it's like, and we I think as people agree on like 95% of all this, everything.
Almost all the same stuff.
So get back, have conversations with people, and be okay with.
It's okay to be a fan of your country.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. USA's awesome.
Yeah. And again, find me one that's better. And if you do, great. Let's go live there and figure out and see how much better it really is.
Absolutely.
You know.
But let's move on to our fight scene. All right, this week's fight scene, we've got 2 martial arts characters in honor of the second Mortal Kombat trailer that came out. We've got
Carl Urban versus
yeah, exactly. I'm interested to see how that goes.
Oh,
I like Carl.
Urban.
I like Carl.
Oh my
Urban,
gosh!
But I wasn't a huge fan to hear that he was Johnny Cage.
I kind of like the spin that they're taking on it.
Yeah,
where it's like an older Johnny Cage, like washed up.
Yeah. We've got Scorpion versus Shang-Chi.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So we've got Scorpion. We'll go round 1 in Outworld.
Scorpion done.
Yeah. Shang-Chi with his 10 rings, maybe.
No,
but like Scorpion.
No, are you kidding?
All day long. Scorpion's way.
It's funny that you bring this up because I watched. I got sucked in the black hole of YouTube, and they had the old school like actual like it was pre-mocap. Yeah. They were just like doing video of like, you know, people doing and they had like the goofy costumes and stuff of the original Mortal Kombat, and they're making the movements, and it was where the guy was like, oh yeah, so when you're doing the thing and you're like shooting it out there, just shoot it out and then like maybe pull it back. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll give it a shot. Hold on. You ready? Okay. So he does the movement and then pulls it back in. Boom. There's your movement. Yeah. Mortal Kombat. I was like, nostalgia.
Get over here.
I remember playing that game so much that my thumb went numb.
Yeah.
And it hurt.
Yeah.
Numb thumb was a real thing.
Yeah. But I got Scorpion too.
Oh, dude. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Also, round 2, wherever Shang-Chi is from.
Yeah.
I've still got Scorpion.
Scorpion, duh.
I don't even think Shang-Chi is that. I think he's a cool superhero, but I don't think he stands a chance with Scorpion.
No. Oh, no.
So, and if you know more about Shang-Chi than I do, please.
Dude, comment. Let us
know.
Please
let me know. Educate me. But I got Scorpion just wiping the floor with him.
Yeah.
So round 3 in the cage. Not much.
No powers?
Changing.
Just hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Done.
Scorpion. I still got Scorpion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
3-0 sweep. Scorpion rules.
Oh, dude. I am stoked for that.
I actually I was a Sub-Zero fan growing up.
Sub-Zero was awesome too.
But it's interesting because Sub-Zero was the good guy and Scorpion was the bad guy.
Yeah.
And now Scorpion's
the good guy
and Sub-Zero
is the bad guy.
I don't get
it. Dude, back in the day, hey, when I grew up with, you know, WWF, before it was WWE and everything
WWF,
else,
yep.
You know, dude, Hulk Hogan was a good guy.
Yep.
He wasn't the heel, you know. He was good, everything else, and then you had the, you know, NWA that came NWO. Sorry, NWA.
That was the rap group.
That was another. That was, dude. Dude,
that was 80s.
that was so good.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, no, like, you know, yeah. So
Yeah.
I really did enjoy the new Mortal Kombat. I'm
I did
totally
too.
stoked for the.
I'm excited for the second one.
For the second one. Yeah, it's.
Let's move on to our joke of the week. All right. This week, my joke is, what does DNA stand for?
Oh, I know the actual name, but not the joke name.
Yeah, it's a National Dyslexia Association.
Ah!
I can say that one because I am dyslexic.
I like it.
Yeah. All right, what's yours?
I like it. Okay, I'm going to pull this one up. Here we go. So let's go ahead and start off. What do you call a bra that you can't take off?
What?
Booby trap.
Booby trap, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a biblical one for you. God told John, come forth and receive eternal life. But John came in fifth and he got a toaster.
Oh, damn.
Good old jokes.
Oh, good old jokes.
Moving on to our shout-outs. Anybody you want to shout out this week?
Yes, I'm going to give a shout out. This is shameless plug time. We've, of course,
yeah.
Follow your sponsors, like, comment, and subscribe. Our tickets went on sale for our 250th anniversary of the United States of America.
Yeah.
Concerts coming out May 8th and 9th. And so...
Is it May 8th and 9th or 7th and 9th?
8th and 9th.
Okay, because you texted me 7th and 9th.
Oh, did I tell you 7th? Oh, sorry, my bad.
8th
My apologies.
and 9th. Okay.
8th and 9th. And so, yeah, the spring concerts, the tickets don't go as quickly as Christmas do. Christmas is just nuts. And so, but yeah, we've got a lot of really good stuff. It is going to be very much America-centric,
America.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, that's the great thing about being a part of that organization is there's people in there that have like wildly different political views, from far left to far right, but we're all there, combined for a single objective, which is, to produce a lot of like awesome music and stuff like that, and provide entertainment that's uplifting for people.
Yeah.
And so enjoy.
Go get a ticket.
Go millennialchoirsandaorchestra.com, and then you'll be able to find tickets if you're like, oh, that's a Utah thing. We have 7 locations in the United States, and it's the same
I'll see
concert.
if I can put a description. Or put a link in the comment.
Put a link in the comments. Yeah. And then because if you're like, oh, I'm in California, we've got a concert there too. I'm in Texas, we got a concert there. I'm in Arizona, we got one there. Idaho, got one there. Kansas City, got one there. Utah, got one there. So, but yeah,
go watch and support.
Go watch, have fun.
All right, moving on to our final thoughts. Any final thoughts you want to leave the people with?
Yeah, final thoughts are these. This is my challenge that I'm going to give everybody who's listening out there. My challenge to you is to find something nostalgic that you did when you were a kid, and then go do it this week.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Go do it. Go, and even if it's like, oh, it was just me. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Go out, and then when you start that activity, I want you just to kind of sit and just be present in the moment of the nostalgia that's there.
Go do something nostalgic this week, people. Thanks for joining us, and kick it with us next week, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll see ya.